Yeah, now let that sink in. Let that sink in. You know what I'm saying? I hope you took your time and you read it word for word. Let that sink in. That's what G Rap said, you know what I'm saying? Now, this is one of those stories I don't really talk about, you know what I mean? Everything ain't meant to be told and shit. I don't brag about everything that I've done. The only reason that I'm gonna say something about this is because G Rap mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? And since he mentioned it, there's been a whole lot of speculations and people trying to draw their own conclusion. And nobody was there. The only people that was there was myself, G Rap, my man Johnny Quest, two of G Rap's boys, and another one of my boys that I'm not gonna reveal his identity, because I have respect for his family and him, and the story that I'm about to tell doesn't shine too much of a good light on my man. But there was a third person there on my behalf, you know what I'm saying? So the way it went down, was one of them days and shit when me and Quest was in the hood, just drinking our brews like we normally do. We ain't have nothing else to do and shit. And my other man was like, yo, we should go to Corona and go check my pops out. And we was like, that's what's up. And we never met his pops, so we was like, word, we could take that trip. We ain't doing shit. And in these days, that's when you could drink beer on the train and the cops wasn't giving you a hard time and all that shit. So we drinking our beers on the train, you know what I mean? And we get to Corona, so I'm feeling nice right about that time. I'm feeling real good. And of course, I was on my cocky, arrogant hip-hop shit, you know what I mean? So we went to a store. I remember we was going to the store. We was going to get some more beer. And there was a couple of people outside, and here go my famous line. Here's my favorite line. Yo, I battle anybody. Who's the best rapper from around here? Who's the best MC from around here? I be just talking shit no matter where I was at. You know what I'm saying? No matter where I was at or who I was with, I was always in my bag when it came to that rap shit, and I was arrogant. You know what I mean? I'm a little pretty boy. I ain't from around there, but I'm just conceited as fuck when it came to that rhyming shit, right? So two brothers was like, yo, we'll get our man G to battle you. I was like, where he at? Where he at? You know what I'm saying? So they was like, come on, we could go to his crib or whatever. So he was like, fuck it, let's go. It ain't nothing, you know what I mean? So it's two of them and it's three of us, you know what I'm saying? We have already went by my man's Pop's crib and Pops wasn't there or whatever, so we wasn't doing shit. Anyway, we was hanging out, you know what I mean? So anyway, homeboys, they walked us to the crib and shit, right? And I remember them knocking on the door, and I remember G coming to the side door or whatever. So they told him, you know what I mean, homeboy want to battle, this, that, and the other. Now, mind you, this is the first time we set eyes on each other, you know? I didn't know him, he didn't know me, or none of that. I didn't have a reputation in Corona at the time, you know? I was just bubbling in Laurelton, you know, and in Springfield Gardens area. You know, I was trying to branch out, you know what I'm saying? So boom, I'm like, yeah, so what's your name? And I never forget, he said Kool G. He didn't say Kool G Rap, he said Kool G, and I never forget, me and Johnny Quest, we started laughing, and I'm heckling his name because I'm thinking about Kool J. Kool J was down with us at the time. So I'm like, oh, Kool G, yeah, he sound like Kool J. You know, I'm talking my shit, this, that, and the other. So long story short, we start battling, you know, we comparing notes. He go, I go. He go, I go. You know what I'm saying? We in a heated exchange. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was dope. He actually surprised me because he was better than I thought he was gonna be. I thought he was gonna be a pushover, but homeboy G Rap was nice back then. So I was like, I gotta step my shit up, and we spitting back and forth, you know what I mean? And so me, being arrogant and cocky, I'm rhyming, I'm dissing Kool G Rap, and at the same time, I'm tapping his man, you know what I mean? And like showing off and shit like that. And I could tell that his man was getting a little aggy, He was getting aggy and shit, right? So we still rhyming and shit. Now I'm really in my bag and I'm a little intoxicated too. So I'm extra arrogant, you know what I'm saying? So I'm rhyming to this nigga and I'm tapping his man again. And the next thing I know, boom, homeboy hit me in the fucking nose. The dude that I tapped, he hit me in my nose and all I saw was the flash of light. Like, oh shit, what the fuck, right? So boom, after that, Kool G Rap and his man, they stopped it and shit. They was like, nah, whatever, right? But then his man, the other man, he knocked my other man out. I'm talking about out cold. He knocked him out, right? But while he was down, them niggas was telling me that when I was rhyming and shit, that my man was talking against me. My man was saying some shit about, yo, how you let this nigga come out here and do y'all like that, man? Fuck this nigga. If I was y'all, this, that, and the other. So he kind of crossed me, you know what I mean? We went out there with him to see his pops, this, that, and the third. And I'm talking all of this shit with the rhyme and shit, but I'm backing it up. And now you on their side dissing me. So them niggas, as real niggas, they didn't like that shit. And the only reason I got popped in the nose is because I kept tapping homeboy. Homeboy, I was, I can understand. I was irritating him. And I was fucking drunk. I get it, 1,000%. But anyway, when my man came through, the nigga got up and shit, and the niggas knocked him out again. They put him back down. And shit was like, you know what I mean? I was like, oh shit. So boom. Homeboy finally got up and shit, and he took off and shit. I guess he ran back to his pop's crib, but long story short, Kool G Rap and his two homeboys, they walked me and Johnny Quest to the train station and shit, making sure we got out of there safe. And from that point on, it was all love, you know what I mean? So this is one of those stories that I never told. Trust me, there's a million more like this and shit, but that was that time, Now, G-Rap said I had the edge on him. I always thought it was like a tie, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And the next time I saw Kool G Rap, believe it or not, we were at USA roller skating rink, and I had just got off the stage. I was up there with KRS-One and Stetson Sonic, and it was me, LA Posse, Johnny Quest and Paul C. And when I got off the stage, Kool G Rap and Polo, they was like, yo, that shit y'all just did, that shit was poison. And we was like, yo, that's a new slang. He said, that shit was poison. And a couple of weeks later, his record, Poison, came out, you know what I mean? So shout out to Kool G Rap. It's been love ever since, you know what I mean? Real nigga for real. That's what it is. This is Mikey D, man. This is his story, meaning my story. You heard? History, baby.